my friends. My name is Caitlin Simmons, and I am here to help demystify energy healing and frequency medicine for Christians. This all started like 3.5+ years ago when I was desperate for change. I was dealing with depression and anxiety and PTSD that followed after a car accident. I got rear ended from behind on the freeway, and it started this whole like downhill fiasco problem of my mental health where I couldn't drive a car without having a panic attack. I was struggling, and it just led to a lot and added on to a lot of things that were already going on. And I still had my in person practice back then. And so, it also led to, caused very chronic, horrible lower back pain. So, I was a mess. And I was at this place of desperation. I was at a place of desperation asking God to show me what my next steps were because I felt like I had already done it all. And I had really done it all. My goodness, I had been literally going through trainings back to back trying to find answers. I got certified as an integrative health practitioner. I was learning about parasites and how to do parasite cleanses. I was learning about herbs. I was going to conventions. I flew all the way to Florida to go to a convention on supplements to learn about the technology that was, brand new and helping people. Um, I spent $15,000 on a bioresonance machine. So I was I had already dipped my toes into energy without really realizing it all works together. Um, I didn't quite realize how much energy mattered, even though I had already done PEMF. I was drinking electrolyzed reduced ionized water. I knew that grounding was good. I knew the sun was good. There was things I knew, but I didn't tie it in together with energy healing. I didn't connect the dots. And so today I want to help bring it all together for you if you're a skeptical Christian like I was. I was afraid of the new age. I was afraid to do anything wrong. Literally, when I was in massage school at 18 years old, there was a class that we were supposed to be in to learn about crystals. And I knew nothing about crystals, and I was skeptical, and I was fearful, and I walked out of the class. I didn't even listen to what they had to say. So if you're coming into this thinking, I don't know, if you're thinking that I don't know, maybe I'm different and I never had any kind of skepticism, or I'm just woo woo and new age. No, I grew up in a Christian home. I was very standoffish about this stuff. I thought it was wrong. I did not dive into it until I had no other choice, and the Lord just kept putting it in front of me. So what I'm going to break down is what helped me and showed me how incredible our God made this universe and how incredible He made our bodies. He made us out of energy. So first, let's go over that. What is energy healing? What do you think of when you think of energy healing? You probably don't actually think of energy itself. You probably think of people with tarot cards, or people who, I don't know, are on the internet trying to do woo-woo things through the camera to you. Or you think of someone with, I don't know, really extravagant ways of dressing and tribal music and new age and yoga. I don't know what you think of. Tell me in the comments what you think of, because when I thought of energy healing, I thought of a girl who came into my massage practice and started singing out of tune and burping and telling me she was healing me, and I thought that was nuts. So we each have a different place where we're coming from, and I want you to right now ask the Lord to clear your mind and ask Him to speak to you. I am not here to make a decision for you. I'm not here to tell you what you have to believe, but I'm here to share the logical things that I have spent hours upon hours upon hours, and now over 3.5 years, and trainings upon trainings upon trainings and certifications to break it down. And I'm trying to put it into bite-sized pieces so that you can see you don't have anything to fear. The Lord speaks to us, and when we let fear get in the way, we can't hear him. So we need to choose to have discernment over fear. Where there is true discernment, there's not going to be fear. Fear is chaotic. Fear is distracting. Fear is overwhelming. Discernment has peace. It's from the Lord. Okay, so what is energy healing? In the simplest way to explain this, we have to understand that we are energy and our universe is energy. 99.99999, 5 nines, 99.999999% energy. That's a lot of energy. That means there's only 0.0000001% matter. Is that computing? You learned this in elementary or grade school at some point. I don't know when they introduced this concept. When they tell you, look at the table. The table is solid, but it's not. It's energy. It's a bunch of vibrating particles. It's a bunch of vibrations. Okay. If everything is fundamentally energy, everything, any kind of healing that's taking place is energy healing. Okay? The body was designed to heal itself. God made your body to be able to restore and regenerate and renew. Okay, so let me ask you again, what is energy healing? If you're into holistic at all, and you're taking supplements, and you understand diet is important, and you understand exercise is important, you already know you need energy. We have been taught that our primary source of energy comes from food, but guess what? That's actually a very low percentage of where our energy comes from. Our energy should be coming from the earth. God made the earth to give us energy. It should be coming from the sun. God gave us the sun to give us energy. And it should be coming from these electrons we're gathering, okay? So I kind of want to break it down and how many layers deep this goes. We are so on the wrong side of thinking when we are in this Western model and this root cause holistic model where we're thinking supplements, band-aids. We have to just root cause. We got to get all the toxins out. What if it were an energy problem? Okay, so this isn't so woo-woo. Once you really break it all down, this is science. And science is very flawed in a lot of ways, but science is showing us, even when it's trying to, people are saying the science is settled, even though it's a lot of theories and stuff we're always realizing we were wrong about things. The science that's out there is all pointing to God. It is all pointing to how we were made. And really just, when I started diving into this made me so in awe of our Creator, more than I ever had been before. This strengthened my faith more than it ever had before. So I hope that as you listen, that you allow your mind to just absorb these things, and then you go and you research and you make your own decision. Your pastor, your mentors, your family, your friends should not have any say. I should not have any say in what you choose to believe. You need to come to that decision on your own. So I'm providing you what I have found from a lot of research and a lot of reading and a lot of time. This way it can be a little easier for you, because I wish I would have had some kind of resource like this before when I was first looking into this, because I was like brand new, trying to piece it all together, and it was a lot. And then to go explain this to people look like deer in the headlights. My own family members acted like I had the plague when I started talking about this stuff, backing up, trying to get away from me, leaving lunch. Like it was hard. People don't even want to talk to me that were supposedly friends and family, because there's so much fear. Okay, I have pages and pages of notes to share with you, so I got to stick to them. But let's break it down. Electrons. Electrons are energy. We need an abundance of electrons to heal. Our mitochondria need electrons. I break this down. I have highlight bubbles on my Instagram. I actually have a whole course on mitochondria. But just that in itself, that simple little fact that we need electrons, that should help ease your mind about energy healing. Because with a lack of electrons, guess what starts to happen? Inflammation, swollen mitochondria, oxidation, faster aging, pain, all of this stuff, weight gain. We need electrons. This is why I'm preaching about grounding, connecting with the earth that God gave us so that we could have energy from the earth. Drinking water that is full of energy, using, I have my PEMF mat right here, getting energy. Negative ions, why I have a whole machine here to give myself negative ions. And now in the society that we're in, the world we're in right now has gone so far against how God created this earth to be. God gave us this beautiful, perfect earth that sustains us. And then we've come in with all this technology, electromagnetic fields, and concrete, and big, huge buildings, and we've separated ourselves from the earth and separated ourselves from the sun. Every esthetician out there is going to tell you you need to slather yourself in sunscreen and to be afraid of the sun. It's like really hard to find a makeup that doesn't have SPF in it, even though the sun is actually anti-aging in the UVA light, and we need every spectrum of sun. I have a whole course on sunlight because sunlight is so important. Okay, so there we go. Energy. We are energy beings. When you dive into quantum biology, when I went through the quantum biology certification, it simplified so much, realizing, to another level, we are energy beings. So we have an electric body. It's now shown that the heart is not a pump. It's there. If it were to be pumping, it would need to, if it were to be responsible for pumping all of our blood, it would need to be way bigger. Our blood is moving through our body because of its charge. So we need to have electric charge because we have an electric body. I've got this book out to show you. It's in my quantum reading list. I have a free quantum reading list to help you get started on learning all of this stuff and diving in. But I'm using it to prop up my camera right now. So, Electric Body, Electric Health by Eileen Day McCusick. Great read to help you understand just how profound this is. We are electric beings, and we have a biofield. We have a field of energy around our entire bodies, and it's actually storing information. And then that ties into our mitochondria, which our mitochondria actually act like little antennas. And they pick up on the energy in our surroundings. So if you are, I don't know, like this fact blew my mind, how it's not just about the blood and the negative ions and the electrons and every part of our body needing energy. It's even to the point where we have quantum communications going on inside our body, in the mitochondria, sensing the electromagnetic fields around us. So the Wi-Fi, the printer with the Bluetooth, the light, the false, horrible light that I'm using on my face right now, the open window sunlight that's coming in, all of this stuff around me, my little mitochondria are in there sensing it all. It's incredible. Okay, biofield. Another really cool thing that can kind of help you realize we are energy is your heart. You can look up the Heart Math Institute. Our heart has a measurable electromagnetic field, and actually all of our organs do. And our organs are communicating with each other in our bodies. It's so fascinating. So each of these little tiny things I could go off on for hours, I feel like, because they're just so incredible. But we got to keep moving through. So then we come to the universal laws. There are literal laws. God wrote laws into the universe. We have the laws in physics. We have quantum physics. The law of attraction is not woo-woo. It's how God created the universe, and you can see it play out in everything. So I'm not going to dive into those. I'll probably do a whole nother video on those, but another one I have here is the electromagnetic field of the earth, which we also talked about. We could not survive without the electromagnetic field of the earth. We couldn't survive. And unfortunately, it's been dwindling and lessening as time goes on because of everything happening in our world and technology advancing. So not only do we have good electromagnetic fields that our body thrives with and that our body needs and that our body needs to survive, we have non-native electromagnetic fields, like from your cell phone and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and satellites, everything around. I have a post on my Instagram showing how the electromagnetic fields have changed over the years and gotten more and more intense, more concentrated than ever before. And they are linked to so many health problems, but the main reason why they are connected to so many health problems is they're stealing our energy. We need an abundance of good energy. Otherwise, when things like the non-native electromagnetic fields and stress and overwhelm come in, it drains our battery. And yeah, so energy is so important. And then we dive into frequency, which this is what I love to talk about the most. This is why I talk about the AO scan so much. We have a frequency. Your body has a unique, specific frequency. Every emotion you have ever had and you have now and you will have in the future has a unique, specific frequency. Every single organ of your body has a unique, specific frequency. And when we can use frequency on our electric, energetic bodies, we can actually tune our body, just like a radio, back into harmony and back into balance. So when you really, really can grasp this concept of us being 99.99999% energy, and that everything has a frequency, you start to realize it's not all about the supplements. It's not all about the physical. It's not all about what you're doing. That stuff is important, but it's about your thoughts. It's about your frequency. It's about energy. It's about the stuff we can't see, but it's there. Okay, so essentially, in my opinion, what is energy healing? Energy healing is any kind of healing taking place in your energetic body. That's energy healing. Okay, so that in itself should help you a lot. If it didn't, I don't know what to tell you other than go dive into it deeper or ask God to show you what you need to read for yourself. So many times people come to me over and over and over throughout the years. Well, I went to my church, I went to my pastor, I went to my friend, I went to my mentor, and they said, blah, blah, blah. It's evil. It's bad. I shouldn't be doing this. I need to rethink my whole career. I made a mistake. Please tell me if that person has actually researched any of this. When I was so skeptical, and I have a lot of empathy for this, but I also have a lot of impatience now because I feel like people just say things so that they don't have to address it. They don't have to look at it. They just want to shoot something out at you to get you to stop doing whatever you're doing, looking into something that can actually help you heal, that God gave us, that God led you to. And it's like they want to squash it without actually taking the time to dive in. Okay. What does the Bible say? Lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. The other problem that I could bring up that we should maybe talk about on a video is how most churches don't believe in healing anymore. I'm sorry, miraculous healing still happens. It happens all the time. Lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. We are conduits of the healing energy from God. So this stuff doesn't replace God's miracles. This is just how He made the universe. This is just how to walk in blessing instead of stiff-arming how He designed things. Like, we as humans are so stupid. We literally will think we're smarter, and then God gives us a word and we ignore it. Anyways, not getting off on tangents today. Gotta simmer down. God spoke the universe into existence with what? The vibration of His voice. Speaking is vibration. It's energy. It's It's energy. Speaking is sound, vibration. Do I have that book out? There are multiple books by this dude. He's great. I love them. Healing Sounds by Jonathan Goldman. Okay, can I also say, when you go to read a book, if you don't agree with 100% of the things in there, good. I don't agree with 100% of things in this book, or this book, or that book, or any of the books on my wall, because then I wouldn't be using critical thinking and I wouldn't have my own opinion. So you can't discount something because someone is a different religion than you, or because someone believes something differently than you. You can take what resonates, you can use discernment, and you can read a freaking book, okay? Sound and vibration is energy. And guess what? We are created in His image. And our words also create. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Okay. When we speak, we are either helping someone, moving our life in a positive direction, or we are hurting someone or moving our life in a bad direction. So, I challenge you right now. Take every word that you say and every thought that you have captive. How many of them are negative and how many of them are positive? It's tough. You have to really watch your mouth and you have to really watch your head, because it is creating. And as you change that and you ask the Lord to help change the way you speak and the way you think, He will transform you and it will change your whole life. Be specific in the words you choose. Be slow to speak. Be slow to let these thoughts rule. If you have ruminating thoughts, you need to ask the Lord to clear your head and give you new thoughts. And you need to actually, like the Joyce Meyer book, it's a battlefield. It is a battlefield. And I'm going off on another tangent. Okay, but life and death are in the power of the tongue, vibration, and sound. There are really cool experiments that you can prove this. You can prove this. This is so cool. If you take rice, 3 little things of rice. I forget who came up with this whole thing and whatever. It's somewhere in my story bubbles saved on my Instagram. I did this once or twice. And I'm probably getting a little of this wrong because it's been so long. But you have your rice, 3 things of cooked rice. And one of them you speak good things to it every day. I love you. You're amazing. You're beautiful. God loves you. You're incredible cooked rice. I can't wait to eat you, even though you're not going to want to eat this. The next one, you speak horrible things to. I'm not going to even say it because I know the power of what I say. I'm not going to say anything like that out loud. You speak mean things to that rice. You tell it how much you don't like it. And then the 3rd little rice, you ignore. Completely ignore it. And you will be amazed at what happens to each of those rices. When I did it, the one I loved on had no mold, no problems. It was beautiful, white, sticky rice. The one that I hated on, I felt so bad saying mean things to this rice. It got gross and moldy. You know, the worst one was the one I ignored. Okay, so you can look up that experiment. You can do that experiment yourself. Maybe look it up so you follow the directions properly, because I think the first time I did it, I did something weird when I cooked the rice and they all got moldy and I forgot to talk to it. And the second time it went really well because I actually remembered. Gotta set yourself like a little alarm or something. But now, you know what I do? I speak to my family, I speak to my husband, I speak to my baby, and I speak to my plants. Loving, positive, uplifting things as much as I possibly can. I speak life over my family. I speak life over my baby. I speak life over my plants. And the first time in my life, I'm keeping plants very alive and thriving. Okay, above all else, guard your heart. Now, this one I just want to briefly touch on. Guard your heart. And this one always makes me think of the book, The Emotion Code, the modality, The Emotion Code. And The Emotion Code is actually how I first got introduced to energy healing. I read the book after I signed up for the certification because I was so desperate. I was searching on Instagram I think it was Christian energy healing, because I had already tried the talk therapy. I had already tried a lot of things. And so when I found this emotion code, I started looking for a practitioner. And the practitioner I found was booked out. So I went and looked up, well, how do I learn this? How do I learn how to do this? And I found Discover Healing, which I have a link if you want to get certified. You can use my link to get certified. I just signed up and I went through it, and I think I finished the whole thing in like 2 weeks because I was so hungry to learn. Anyways, Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about the heart wall. We can actually trap emotions around the heart, and it becomes like a wall in a prison, trying to guard us from the pain that we felt in the past. And the emotion code helps you release that layer by layer. Above all else, guard your heart. We have to guard our heart from the emotions we feel, because feelings and emotions lie. And when we hold on to that bitterness or we hold on to that hurt, we actually hurt ourselves. So I just want to say the Bible has the keys to health and wealth and prosperity and business thriving and amazing marriage and an amazing family. And so I would recommend you read the Bible. And if you're reading the Bible and you've read the Bible and you're not seeing these truths of how we can live an abundant, incredible life and how God made our universe out of energy, go back and reread it with a new mind. Okay, ask and you shall receive. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it. Believe that you have received it. Believe that you have received it. We are not, oh God, help me, heal me, and then I'm so sick, I'm stuck with Lyme, I'm stuck with pain, whiny. No, believe you have received it. Claim it. Take it. It's yours. You have so many promises in the Bible from the Lord. Believe you have received it and it will be yours. This is manifestation. Not in the way, people are going to click off right there. Not in the way it has been preached to us. But the thoughts that you think and what you believe do become things. Perfect example of this. My dad, when he was younger, wanted to live in San Diego. And he kept a postcard of San Diego from when he was a kid and he visited here. That was a vision. And he believed he was going to get to live here someday. Lo and behold, I got to grow up in San Diego for most of my life because my dad believed it and received it. God knows the desires of your heart. Okay, so manifestation in the way I believe, it's not evil. It's your subconscious mind, which we can dive into the subconscious mind another time. God knows how he made your mind. He knows that the biggest chunk of your intelligence is subconscious and you're not even aware of it. And what you are feeding, what you are thinking, what you are saying, what you are believing, what you are asking for is all programmed in there. It's a big giant supercomputer. Okay, subconscious mind. I need to go back through this and take notes of all the other videos we need to make, but where should we go next? I do have a highlight bubble on manifestation as well if you'd like to watch that, because that should help clear up any questions you might have, or ask them in the comments, because we can do a whole video on manifestation. Okay, so next thing I want to dive into is a little bit of science, even though all of this is kind of science. So your body is basically a big walking crystal. Oh, but crystals are evil. You know how many times I've walked into a church, or even my church, and I get dirty looks because of my pretty little crystal? I don't even have one on right now, but I got one out to show you. This little guy is not evil. What do you know? It's not evil. It's a quartz. You know that quartz is in your watch, or if it's a quartz watch. They used to be in radios. I don't know if they still are. Do people even have radios? I don't know. I guess in your car maybe. They're used because they have piezoelectricity. When they're compressed, there's energy. There's actually a quartz crystal amplifies energy. crystals each have their own unique specific frequency. Crystals have properties. Crystals are not woo-woo, witchy things. They're in the earth. They're going to be in heaven. There are specific ones listed that will be in heaven. They were on the breastplate of the priests. You can dive into that yourself if you like. But we are walking liquid crystals, according to Dr. Gerald Pollack and others, which I have his book right here. Wonderful read if you love to be scientific and nerdy. The fourth phase of water. Okay, I also dive into that in my mitochondria course. I dive into that in other things. He teaches us about the crystalline matrix in our body. And it's light. So we have a crystalline matrix in the water in our body, and it stores information. Remember how we've talked about trapped emotions a little bit? That's tons of that on my Instagram as well. But everything from your entire life, and even before you were born, things from your parents and your ancestors, is stored within your body, in your subconscious mind, in your crystalline matrix within your body, in the fascia, your mitochondria. Everything about you is storing information, and it's creating how you're going through life. It's all energy. Scientists have observed light in the neurons of the brain. Light equals energy. Everything has a frequency, and every frequency has a measurement. So 2 examples for you. 174 hertz removes pain. 528 hertz, which you've probably heard of if you know anything about frequency, or you've dove in a little bit, repairs DNA. Why are there so many frequencies and healing sounds and crystals and energies in the earth and all of this stuff here that heals the body if it's not from God? Tell me that. Tell me that. Okay. Energy is the currency of the universe. I don't know who I'm quoting that from. I have it written so many places. Energy is the currency. It's what you pay with in the universe. So money is just energy. Your time is just energy. Everything you're using in the world is energy. It's just energy, 99.99999% energy. And it's the currency of the universe. You are paying attention to things, and what you're paying attention to is what's expanding. Another law of the universe. Why we're talking about our thoughts and our subconscious mind and what we believe and what we dwell on. Okay? Do you see how this is all coming together? Do you see how we cannot dismiss this? We cannot ignore this. The church cannot continue to ignore this. You know what makes me the saddest? Is when people walk to the front for healing and they're told that God doesn't heal everyone. I believe miraculous healing can happen for anyone. I also believe that God gives us tools and common sense and wisdom and will lead us to things to read and learn so that we can make informed decisions and stop being sick from the things that are poisoning us. Okay? I get a little fired up, you might be able to tell, on this topic because of how blind so many people are and how the Christians in my comment section are the meanest ones. Okay, what's going on with that? That's not cool. That's not Jesus-like. So, frequency and energy. If you're skeptical, you don't have to go full-fledged learning muscle testing and emotion code and sound and all of that. You could go as simple as using color. Oh, I forget how much I love these. These are my rose-colored lenses. Colors have frequency. Color therapy. Color therapy is used by not just the woo-woo hippies. Color is used by mainstream programs for health and wellness, okay? So, chakras. let's dive into that bad boy. Because this picture might make you uncomfortable if you don't like chakras. Chakras. I can't use the AS can because it has chakras in it. Excuse me? So you're gonna just dismiss your energetic anatomy. I don't know. How dumb are we all gonna feel when we go to heaven and we start realizing how many things we just blew off or said were evil or ignored or whatever, and God's like, I put it there for you. Okay, I have a whole video on this. I have a whole YouTube. This is one of the things I already have broken down for you from a Christian perspective, because I was skeptical too. I would read Electric Body, Electric Health. I would sign up for my free quantum reading list. I would watch my video on chakras. I would see I have a highlight bubble on chakras on my Instagram. Tons of information for you. What are chakras? Chakras are energy centers that correlate with bundles of nerves. And then energy is there because it's a whole plexus bundle of nerves. There's energy. And that energy has light. And there are studies. The ones that I've found I've put in my other posts and things. And they correlate with the major glands. No, chakras do not belong to Hinduism. What about Hindus? What about always, what about someone else who knows their chakras? Okay, let's just talk about how meridians are accepted by modern medicine now. Meridians are like the wiring, and chakras are like the breaker boxes. So when I was in a car accident, I was told by a medical doctor to go to see an acupuncturist for my pain and anxiety and stress and all the things. They know it's there. There's actually MRIs showing fluorescent dye lighting up meridians. I also have that linked in my Instagram. Gotta get some water. I'm not used to talking so much, and I still can't use straws with my tooth extraction. Okay, we're almost done here. Chakras are not evil. Look into it. But what about the New Age? What about the New Age? Okay, this is a quote from myself, saying that all New Age practices like manifesting, crystals, frequencies, muscle testing, sound therapy, etc. are evil is literally giving credit to the devil for what God created. I would stop doing that if I were you. He does not deserve credit for what God created and gave to us. From the Physics of Heaven. Great book. I highly suggest reading it. Physics of Heaven. You know how many people have messaged me and been like, that's a bad book. I read the reviews. Did you read the book? No, they just read the reviews. Okay. How God created the universe is not evil, but the intent behind how something is used can't be. Money's not evil. Money's not evil. I'm sorry if you still think that. But the intent of using money can be evil. Okay. I have some questions for you to ask yourself, and then we're going to be done. We're going to wrap this up because this has gone way longer than I planned. And first, I just want to show you a couple more books, if you're still skeptical. Frequency and Energy. This is just how electricity has affected our world. Earthing. Read this one. This is just how getting grounded can help your health. It's all connected. Okay, questions to ask yourself. Are you using the tools, the energy tools, to glorify God or to replace Him? Because that's where things can get pretty icky, is if you're worshiping this little thing, something's wrong. That's not right. If you believe that this can all heal you and God can't heal you, That's not cool either. These are tools. Just like God gave you nutrients and vegetables and meat and cows and animals and eggs and the earth and water, the sun, He also gave us crystals, frequency, energy. And that's how He made us. Another thing. Can there be things that you want to avoid within the New Age and energy healing world as a Christian? Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to use discernment. You have to talk to God. And you have to talk straight to God. If you're out there dilly-dallying, dabbling, talking to spirits and spirit guides, those are familiar spirits, okay? That's no bueno. I'm not telling you to go start using tarot cards and dive into witchcraft and talk to familiar spirits and open up a bunch of demonic doors into your life. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using the tools that God gave you to better your life and help other people heal and help people combat the horrendous stuff we're up against. Have you seen the skies lately? Have you watched the news lately? Have you seen how much chaos and stress everyone's dealing with? Have you seen how many pharmaceuticals people are on? Have you seen how jabbed up people are getting? These are tools we can use to help people live a happier, healthier, wealthier, better life and get us closer to our Creator. Because if you're anything like me and you start seeing all the pieces of the world coming together in this way of just showing you that you were intricately and incredibly made, and how every part of the universe points back to God. It points back to Jesus. I mean, then you're going to want to share it like I want to share it. It's incredible. Okay. Go straight to God. Don't open doors to demonic strongholds. Using colored lenses and frequency and crystals and let me just show you. Guess what? Red light, energy, frequency. It's not evil. This stuff is good. Okay. Physics of Heaven quote again. There's always a counterfeit for the real thing. Just like money, there can be counterfeits for money. So what we're looking at when we come at this from a Christian perspective is to see the real thing that God made, the real intention behind it, and not get distracted from what has been a counterfeit, or just because someone else in the world, like ancient people and other cultures and other religions, knew about how the universe was made, does not make it evil. They just knew. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Like I said, please sign up for my free quantum reading list and start reading. One of the best things you can do for your business, for your mindset, for your health, for your wealth, for your family, is to continue learning. You want to learn. If you stop learning, your life's going to get boring and you'll be stuck in old thinking patterns and life won't be as good. So read. read. It's the best thing you can do. And if you don't like reading, then get the audiobook and listen. Okay. I'm excited to see any comments that might pop up. I love having new ideas for more videos of where I can dive into this stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to stick to my YouTube plan of weekly. We will see how that continues to go. It's definitely harder with a baby, so maybe my future videos will have little Miss Olivia Kate in there. But yeah, thanks so much for watching.